place to start the video in Parker's garage as he moves his Mercedes E63S into, I would call a subsidiary garage, because I'm standing in the main garage with his babies. A Ferrari 458 Speciale Aperta and a supercharged Lamborghini Huracan. Now both of these cars and that E63 are very well known on YouTube, and I've been staying with Parker for the last 2 weeks on my LA adventures. However, today my flight got cancelled. But the legends at British Airways have actually booked me on an earlier flight, meaning that we don't have quite as long to go for a drive in your 458 Speciale Aperta.
The legends of British Airways, I like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, they cancelled the flight, but then put me on an even better plane.
Oh, okay.
And I'm flying home early,
That's
which is
better.
sad here, but you know when you're in that sort of zone of you're flying home and you just want to get there?
Yeah.
An earlier flight's
You just
actually
want to
better.
leave my house, I know.
I really don't.
I thought it was a lot of pressure when you were filming your intro while I was parking into a small space. I thought, what if I crash right now?
Well, make for a better
That'd be
video.
legendary.
But
Here Parker is in his garage, parking as he...
I forgot that he's 24 driving around in all of these powerful vehicles. What is going to happen is I think we're going to get a cold start of this beast, the Ferrari 458 Speciale Aperta, which has recently come back from Ferrari Beverly Hills because we've been away. It did break twice. Whew. Just gonna brush off the asphalt off my t-shirt. Genuinely, that's less than, I would say less than 3 centimeters between a $6,000 carbon rear diffuser and Parker's driveway. What did you just say?
Oh, that there was a scratch that was 6,000. The rear diffuser is like 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's not a good thing
No.
at all. I wish the whole car was a lot cheaper.
I think you should move.
I need to move.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she ain't bad.
The snow.
It's kind of nice.
Well, I mean, do you know what?
What?
Vehicle Virgin started because you were basically going to be doing all of your things for the first time on the channel. That's why you created the name, right? Is that the philosophy? Go on,
Nope.
tell me what the
No,
philosophy
the
is.
philosophy was, in high school, everyone would ask me what they should do about their first car. 'Cause
That was it.
I was the nerdy guy who like knew everything about cars. Well, not knew everything, but was always talking about cars. And so it was about first time car buying. That's, you're a vehicle virgin. You've never owned a car.
Yes.
What should you get in your price range with your needs and desires?
Okay.
And that's like ever evolved to basically be helping people figure out what they want to do in their car world, whether it be a next car purchase.
Yep.
You know, your needs and wants are changing, whether it's your first supercar or first, you know, vehicle for you just had kids or something like that.
You need
Or you're just trying to figure out what the heck to do in the car world and fun things to do.
That leads on nicely to the fact that I'm a Ferrari 458 Speciale virgin.
Yeah.
No,
Well, welcome.
never been
I'm
in one.
basically one too. I've been in it twice and then it exploded, so. No, the jokes that we're making is I bought this car with 1,600 miles on it, so essentially new-ish. And instantly I'm like, I gotta take it to Monterey Car Week.
Yeah.
And they were like, you're going to drive to Monterey in this? And I was like, yeah, I am. And they're like, all the way? And I was like, yeah, like what? Is this a surprise that I'm driving the car? Essentially, it was a huge surprise. Like, they were like, what? So I put 800 miles on it in 4 days. And in those 4 days, the carbon fiber underbody flew off and the coolant tank exploded. So during both of which were during literal, like I would cop to it if it wasn't normal driving.
What I want to do whilst these
People jaywalk.
yeah, what I want to do is delve a little bit further into the journey of vehicle virgins, make a video so that maybe my audience or people that are tuning into this video can understand a little bit more about your journey, your life, about some of your ambitions, and also why you've decided to spend a hell of a lot of money on some pretty ridiculous supercars.
Damn, I should have prepped for this interview.
Well,
no, it's better. It's better that I didn't prep.
I feel like this is
more free flowing. This is better.
This is the perfect send-off.
Yes.
Before I head back to the UK, I want to do a video riding in your car for the first time, but then also making a really cool video so that we can just have a fun.
Yeah.
We're going to be heading to some canyons. It is a beautiful morning once again in Los Angeles, so we've dropped the top in the $700,000 Ferrari 458 Speciale Aperta. And I mean, you've just been talking so much about this car.
Dude, I think
being a Lambo, we're both Lambo fans, and I didn't question why you bought a Ferrari, but I did ask whether you were on drugs at the time, because it's such a mind-blowing purchase.
It's a weird purchase, right?
Especially after just ordering the Aventador SVJ as well.
So I will attempt to rationalize this.
Go on, then.
In the most irrational purchase ever.
Go on.
It drives so well.
Yeah.
The steering feel it's a rear-wheel drive car, so you get a little bit more steering feel than the Lambo. It's slidable like an M2 or an M3. It feels so composed. I love the way it sounds. I absolutely love the way this looks. And then the icing on top was my university colors, University of Michigan, are maize and blue, which is yellow and blue. And so I was like,
perfect.
We're going in. We're going in.
It's all coming together at once.
And there was the element of these cars in the US are exceptionally rare. I mean, they're rare in general. There's only 499. There's only X amount made in yellow. I thought, red maybe not the right color to get.
No.
More common.
So this is your first Ferrari?
And it's my first Ferrari, and
it's not red.
I went big.
It's so baller. So let's quickly touch upon everything that's happening right now, and then let's work our way back. I think that's the best way of doing it.
That's a cool way of doing it.
So you just bought this car in your University of Michigan colors.
Yeah.
It is a stunning triple layer yellow. Bit of a tongue twister.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
And the details are beautiful. Now the Ferrari 458, I think to me is my favorite Ferrari. If I was ever going to buy a Ferrari, it would be a 458.
Or an F40.
I mean, yeah.
I'd get an F40 over this all day of the week. They just happen to be too expensive.
You've announced on your YouTube channel that you have a McLaren 600 LT on order.
And an SVJ,
And a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ.
Yeah.
And you're not considering moving anything out of your garage. They're all additions.
No, they're all additions.
So, what has brought this on? Because I think this is a question that you might get a lot on YouTube.
Yeah.
And probably from my audience and my channel is, why the hell are you buying all of these cars now?
That's an awesome question. One is just mentally getting over the, wow, okay. That was interesting. I don't know whether it was the way I was raised or not, but there was something in my mind that doesn't like spending money.
Okay.
I just like hoarding it.
Yeah.
And so for a while, people were like, oh my God, all at once, when do you win the lottery? What, does he have a huge trust fund? Really, it was mentally okay, now I'm ready to start doing things. And the biggest thing was it was good timing with, unfortunately, all these auto manufacturers dropping cars all at the same time.
Yeah.
So the good news is, with this car, it's rare. It's going to go up in value. The SVJ, it's rare. It's done it with the Mercy SV. It's done it with the Aventador SV, especially. Even the Aventador S, it's going to go up in a slight amount in value.
Yeah.
So if you can't afford to get into the cars, from my perspective, it's epic content.
Yeah.
A dream come true, being able to have the car and drive the car. And you might make a tiny bit of money.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes a lot of sense.
Let's look at your channel from the last 2 years. You've only had a Lamborghini Huracan. You haven't actually been spending money.
Exactly. I bought that car used.
Yeah.
I've put too many miles on it, so it's depreciated a little bit, but even still not very much.
Yeah.
I've had that car for coming up on 3 years.
Yeah.
And sure, I traded from the S-Class to the E63, but similar payments. And so I haven't really been doing anything.
So how many subscribers were you at when you bought the Lamborghini Huracan?
I was asked that question earlier by a friend. I'm trying to remember. I want to say 400,000.
Okay, and now you're on
1.85 million, I think.
You've built 1.4 million. You've grown.
Yeah.
In 1.4 million with just using one car.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Which is unheard of in the UK.
Yeah, I feel like I always kind of let you guys deal with that. There was a lot of
buying.
Oh my God, Shmi just bought 4 trillion cars. That's the content gold.
Yeah.
But I didn't see the real ROI in spending that much money on a car just to get content out of it. I thought, you know what, I could review cars, I could come out with creative videos for free. I've always liked spending almost no money on videos and producing quality videos.
Yeah.
And that, like, it's a good feeling. You're like, oh, all I did today was spend gas money.
Yeah.
But eventually it was like, now I want to start buying cars for myself.
Yeah.
Because I really want an SVJ and I'm in love with the 600 LT.
Yeah.
But it happens to be that they're going to be epic content and they're not going to go down in value.
Yeah.
The McLaren, I'm not sure. I'm a little terrified.
It's a win-win situation. You spending money is going to provide content opportunities.
Yeah.
In which is going to bring in more audience. Is going to be more exciting for your existing audience.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you start creating this epic snowball. So I honestly am so excited for your future, and I think
know.
you're just gonna catastrophically go up and hopefully hit that 10 million subscriber button. That would be awesome.
And I think the number one question people are gonna have is like, how can he afford this? How is this possible? He must have rich parents, blah, 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 blah. And if you look at YouTube as a marketing entity, basically an exercise for becoming great at marketing, then it starts to make a little more sense. You've got the AdSense revenue, you've got the sponsor deals. I've got a standalone white label website that I'm working on with a friend that earns money per month for membership services. You've got a textile business that I'm working on with a friend. There's real estate investments. There's all these things that you can bring involved, even cryptocurrency. I'm not going to claim I'm one of those guys who put $2,000 in at the beginning and made millions, but there little bits and pieces everywhere. Investing in watches. People go, what do you mean investing in watches? But once you get to a certain level of any item, it becomes art, and it becomes tradable art for value.
Put it this way, Vehicle Virgins is becoming an empire.
I don't know about that. That sounds creepy, but I'm down for it. I'm down for it.
Oh, here we go. Come on then, let's show me what his Ferrari's got.
That guy.
Oh, it's so good.
I think it sounds pretty good.
It does sound good. It's got nice tones. I can feel the bloody steering, and I'm on this side of the car. That's how good it is.
Yeah, the steering's insane, bro. It literally has so much feedback, and the suspension, it's not like overly jarring either. It just provides like so much feedback.
Yeah.
And that's why, I mean, I'm not gonna do it up in a canyon with cliff size, but I have, maybe not this 458 Speciale, but maybe another yellow one that's owned by a half Jewish man, has been drifted quite a bit. And it handles so well, it's so easy to predict any of the motions,
so
that it's never gonna just snap oversteer. You know what's gonna happen before it happens.
Yeah, so that means it'll probably be the same in this car, right?
It would be similar in this car if one were to try it in this one.
Yeah. How did you, or why, or how did you jump from the Lamborghini Gallardo to the Lamborghini Huracan? Is that an obvious question?
No, it's not. It's like I wanted that Gallardo for a long time.
Yeah.
It was wrecked, and it was like, dude, 2 months after I bought that thing, it was my dream car for the longest time, and maybe we'll back up a little bit longer to kind of discuss that, but that car was rear-ended by a girl texting and driving while I was stopped at a red light as the only car.
Yeah.
And then to let somebody drive it, and then they wrecked it. It was like 2 crashes with my dream car that I wasn't even anything a part of. It was like, I'm done with this. There's something off.
Yeah.
Like I felt like bad vibes with the car at that point, and I was like, I need out of this.
Yeah.
And so I found somebody who wanted the damaged one.
Yeah.
So I got some insurance money from the what would have been the repairs, and then somebody bought one to kind of twin turbo and kit out. They didn't need a pristine one.
Yeah.
And it ended up being perfect. It was perfect timing for his project, and then I ended up financially okay from it. And then I kind of I did a stretch like I did with the Gallardo, and it was like I don't know if this is a great idea, but when I bought the Gallardo, it turned out to be a great idea.
Yeah.
So let's just try this out.
Yeah.
I had driven one before. I knew how different it was.
Yeah.
Handles so well, but the shifts don't jerk you, and it doesn't sound quite as good as a first-gen Gallardo. But I quickly got over it, and I was like, you know what, this is a different animal of a car. It's better in every single way, other than maybe the sound.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty sick.
Yeah, and you know that it's echoing across the whole valley.
Yeah, and the best part is at nighttime it shoots the biggest flames.
Oh, really?
The biggest flames.
Oh,
Stock.
yes. Oh, yes.
And we both like flames.
Oh, yeah. I love exhaust systems, I love flames, I love naturally aspirated V8s.
I love lamp. And that's the best part about this car, is that it's naturally aspirated.
Yeah.
And it's Pininfarina design, and then they switched to twin turbo, in-house Ferrari, and just ruined the whole thing. Like, they dropped the Pista Spider as if it was like, oh, we've added a new color. Like,
it was
I didn't know that car dropped
under the
until
rug.
like I see a launch video from like 4 weeks ago from Ferrari with 40K views, and I'm like,
yeah,
they made a new Aperta, but I think they realized that it wasn't worthy of that or something. I don't freaking know, man.
Yeah.
I've been into cars my whole life. There's a picture of me when I was 3.5. I built this Top Fuel dragster out of like Legos, Tinker Toys, and blue tape. And then I was homeschooled from 3rd to 5th grade because I was really advanced at math, but it was just average at English. So I was like, I literally read these books that talked about inventors and presidents and all these people, childhood of famous Americans who had been homeschooled for a while. And I was like, whoa, what if I did that? So I asked my mom, and she was like, okay, we can do this. So I got really ahead in math and science, and then I even was the youngest person ever to go to my local community college, which is like a public, less expensive university for you guys, a local university.
Yeah.
And I did an engine rebuilding class, so I fully rebuilt a Buick V8 engine when I was 10. And then a machine metals class, so I learned about using a mill and a lathe and a drill press and all that stuff. And then I went back into school as a weird kid who was homeschooled, and people were like, what the fuck? Who's this kid? I had long hair because I loved rock and roll music, but apparently long hair was a no-go. People were like, what the fuck? And then finally in high school, I kind of found my niche with cars and engineering, and that's why I went to University of Michigan, which is usually a top 5 in the world mechanical engineering program, and it also has the Detroit Big 3. And so that's the heart of the automotive industry, and that, in conjunction with the good engineering program, is why I went there. Right before I went to college, I worked full-time at Starbucks, and then I was like, oh man, like, what is this? This is, like, I've never been treated more poorly in my life than by somebody who was like pissed off that their latte wasn't 1 degree hotter. I was like, I'm so sorry. Do you want me to get you another one? She's like, day's already ruined. I wanted 168 degrees. You gave me 167. I'm like, how does she know? How does she, like, what? This is psycho. But so I did vehicle versions during my gap year between high school and college. I graduated a year early since I skipped a grade. Graduated high school at 16. Was a little bit too young in my eyes. Just wanted to take a break. Yeah. And then throughout that, I did have 2 internships that I did to gain experience in the industry. Yeah. So after sophomore year, I worked at Toyota corporate. Wanted to learn about their reliability, safety, their Japanese culture, and learned a ton about all of it. And then when I ended up going to Japan, it was freaking fantastic.
Amazing.
Amazing. But it was really cool seeing how does a company make a car so reliable and so boring. and the answer is they have very intense processes that they follow the whole time, and it has to go through so many levels of checks before they can change the font on the clock on a Lexus.
It's quite what's the right word? A traditional way of getting into the automotive world. You're gaining experience, you've gone through school, you've gone through college, you've done all of the qualifications that you need, and you've actually done quite a sensible route in terms of gaining experience.
Exactly.
Networking in with automotive manufacturers.
Yep.
And at the same time, you're also running a YouTube channel.
Yeah, so I was, even while interning, that was 40 hours a week interning, I'd be doing about 45 hours a week outside of it. So that means getting to work early, leaving work at 3:30, filming 4 days a week, editing till 2 a.m., waking up at 6, and then going to work. And just every day. And then a lot of that came from the work ethic that I developed through my high school. It was really hard. I did really well, top 2% in my high school, and then graduated top 2% in my engineering school in Michigan. Just, I don't know, I enjoy getting work done. If it's rewarding. Like, there's something rewarding about getting engineering problem sets done because they're so hard. You're like, oh, I completed that. And then there was something rewarding about being able to do the internship and grow this, because I was so passionate about cars that, like, none of it, there's times when it's tedious and it sucked, but, like, for the most part, it was like, I'm doing what I want to be doing.
Exactly. And when was the jump? Because for me on my channel, I knew I can identify the exact moment that I made the jump from spending some of my time on my YouTube channel and some of my time doing other things. When was the jump where you went, 100% YouTube, this is the future, this is where I want to go?
I think since 2015, which is only 2 years into it, that wasn't when I spent 100% of my time doing it, because I was still at college and or at university, and I needed to spend time doing other things. But that's when I mentally was like, this is it, this is what I'm gonna do. Then December 2016 is when I graduated from university, and so December 20th or something around there was like, we're doing it full time every day. And I didn't do every day as in 5 days a week. I did every day as in all day, every day, 7 days a week.
What I love so much is that my channel, Supercars of London, started in 2008, and you watched a little bit of my early journey.
Yeah, dude.
And that...
You were part of the inspiration for my channel.
Which is so cool. And now I've watched you grow, and we're at this point now where we're just doing the coolest thing. This is a Monday morning.
I know, we're in
California.
We're in Speciale on a beautiful road talking about our lives. And it's fun.
It's so cool, and I find it so interesting to delve a little further, because there's so much backstory into you, and I hope people watch this video that discover your channel in the next 6 months, because in the next 6 months you're going to be taking delivery of some of the most insane cars, and the easiest stereotype to give is it's just daddy's money.
But you know what, I've gotten past that. Like, if you want to think that, then just go right ahead. I think the biggest thing that I've realized is people want to make excuses for when people do successful things. But what I would say is challenge that, realize that's not what it is, and then figure out how you too can somehow figure out whatever your dream car is or your dream life, and figure out how to freaking do it for yourself. Instead of sitting back and going, must be daddy's money, that's the only way, since my dad doesn't have money, I can't do that.
Watch videos positively and use it as motivation.
Exactly.
Because the negativity, I don't want to get philosophical.
Yeah, it's just gonna like spur more negativity.
Exactly. So, I like that. But now we're out here driving the 458 Speciale on my final day in Los Angeles. It has been one hell of a trip. And I'd like to thank this man here for not only allowing me to stay at his house, but to drive his cars, be driven been in his cars, and also for inspiring me, because every time I come out here, I feel like I've been refreshed. I think in the UK, there's a lot of negativity around the weather.
Oh yeah, weather's huge. In the US, most of the places with bad weather, like, I'm not saying in general there's more depression, but like, it affects your mood.
It makes a big difference.
Look at this. How are you be mad with the sky like this? I'm not mad.
I'm not mad. So I think I wanted to put this video together to learn a little bit more about this guy, use it as an excuse to go out in this car and celebrate this trip in Los Angeles as being one of the best trips in the entire world.